Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here and we're going to be doing some race creating in GTA, but we're doing something a little different. We're not necessarily doing race creating, but we are, if that makes sense. So we're going to make a copy of this race here. Now I made this back in June of 2020. Now back in June 2020, we had our race playlist going, of course, like we have now, but we were doing at the time playlist at home. So of course, I'm sure everybody remembers, back in 2020, there was a thing called COVID that happened, and everybody was staying at home, and we were included in that. And our push at the time was, hey, playlist at home, come enjoy the race playlist, but stay home. You know, everybody should stay home, prevent against spreading COVID, right? That was the point, and our part on the channel was playlist at home. That was what I thought would just be beneficial because, you know, these are the early days of the Ronas, and we were definitely like, hey, this is a good idea. So I figure, why don't we take this track, which was the Playlist at Home Grand Prix, which had some meaning to the channel and to content creation back in 2020, and upgrade it to be an Epiccw Wild June video. You know, let's make this something like that. So we're going to make a copy. So what that means, of course, is, well, this is the basis of that track. You know, the basis of the Playlist at Home Grand Prix. So let's see how many props we use, first of all. We used them all. Okay. So let's do a test lap. And let's just get a feel for what the Playlist at Home Grand Prix, how it races. So this took place with the hot rings. And okay. I can see we can make this work. We can definitely make this track layout work. Now we come through here and you get this kind of weird little chicane that I put in. Okay. Right. So now we go this way. We're going to go up the hill, through here, back down the hill, and out onto, once again, the main street. Okay. That's this. We can work with this. We can definitely work with this. So, you know, we're going to definitely go through and we're going to use, of course, a modernization of this track with these barriers. Of course, these barriers are, well, nicer than the tire walls. Let's put it that way. They are a lot nicer than the tire walls. So the other thing that they do for us is, of course, we can use a lot less props and make the track overall look nicer. Now, I believe these walls have been in the game for quite a while, and I just didn't ever really make use of them. So I believe we can do prop snapping on this. Maybe I don't want prop snapping on it. So we're going to do that. All right. So already we've done this whole wall. It's been fixed. And it looks so much better than what we had before. So, I mean, just like that, we do that. And we can do something like this. Delete this. We're going to do we'll allow prop snapping. We'll do a section of that right there. Boom. Already fixed up. All right, so we're going to turn off prop snapping again. That way we can really make sure we delete all of these tire barriers. And there we go. Boom. Another brilliant part of the track. Now, one thing I want to do that's going to make this race different from the previous one, though, is you're going to see right here. So we're going to go to race details, and the race is going to be an open wheel race. Now, that is going to absolutely transform some things with this race. And that is going to be where the pits are. So the pits, I feel, are going to be right here. So we're going to make a pretty giant pit area. Basically, this whole road will be the pits. All right. So the props for that. Of course, we'll allow prop snapping here. And then this will go right here. Turn off, like I said, we'll have prop snapping off now. That means that right here, so we'll do that. And then I think we can probably get a curved piece here for the exit of the pits. I think that works out. All right, so before we continue, I want to turn off prop snapping again. So I definitely want to keep part of the track like not walled. I think that that is a cool element to this track. Is, you know, not all of it has a giant wall. I think that that does add to it. Now, I do think that maybe through a section like this, I mean, I think that it could use a wall there, and then we can get rid of that one. Of course, that's not on the ground. That's a bit annoying. Shit. So we're going to turn off prop snapping. And then we'll do that. And then if we allow prop snapping, that's really going to fix that. Of course, I do feel a corner like this could now use something like that. So again, this is a little more modern look at this track. I feel like I didn't want to delete all the props at once because I wanted to kind of get the vibe of the track and still kind of keep it intact. So now we're going to come back to this section. Of course, this part, yes, we'll get rid of because that's obviously going to be where the pits are. But all right, so that's how that looks now. And again, pits there. This looks a lot better. So let's give it a little test. Let's just see how the track looks. Of course, part of it's not done. I mean, we have this whole side. I'm kind of going part of it at a time here. So here we go. We're taking off. Let's see what we got into this corner. It looks so much nicer with those walls there. Now we're gonna have a sign that says hey pit, that way you know to pit because it's not super obvious. But yeah, we just work our way through this corner and I think it looks pretty good. Of course, you then head into this section which isn't completed and I feel like just won't work for the open wheel cars, so we're gonna come back to this area basically. So I'm gonna start with this section. Now basically. All right, so through this section, we're gonna do it just a little bit differently. I just kind of want to force you to take the road a little differently, basically. So that piece is kind of floating, but not enough to make me want to change it. So we'll start off right here, same spot. So again, this is one that I'm going to be quite excited about the layout of the track, because I think that it was a fun track before, but I feel now it's even better. So that's floating, so it will not be floating. We will do this. All right, so we're going to turn off prop snapping. Delete this whole section. Boom. Look at that. I'm just so thrilled, because this race I know is going to look amazing. Because here's the thing. The previous track, like I said, it was fun. Like, it genuinely was a fun race to do. Like, it had all the elements of a fun track, but just those tire barriers kind of took away from it, and it genuinely didn't have much detailing because, well, it took 190 props or 199 props. Most of that went to, well, creating the track layout. So if now we can come in here, and as you can see, I mean, we have a lot less to build than we did before. Like a lot less items used, and almost the whole track has been recreated. So it's one of those things that I feel like this could become a very, very good track. So now here we are on this side of the road. Of course, we did not do this part in the beginning. So there we go. We'll delete that. And now here we go. We're back to basically the beginning. All right, so let's see what we can do with this. Now, it's going to be a little bit, I'd say, shorter, more narrow through here than it was before. I mean, you can see I'm putting some of this track piece, like, right where the track, like the line that I took in my test lap was. So you're definitely going to have a more narrow track in some places. But that is okay. That is what I am trying to achieve. A little bit more narrow of a track in places. So I like it. I think it's a good start. I think that checkpoint will come out a little bit more. Checkpoint 4. So, okay. Let's see. If we do a secondary checkpoint 3, that will be right here. And then a secondary checkpoint 4, that will be right here. Okay. So we got, again, most of the track done. We just got to do this straight here because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. So before that, let's get some more signage up then, because we're going to do that. We're definitely going to get more signs than we had before. That is for sure. So the first sign, of course, is to indicate where the pits are. That's the most important sign that I feel like we can get. Now, secondly, I do feel like a garage on the pits would just be appropriate. So I want that. And then at the start of the race, I want to get a paddock building on both sides of the road. Because, again, I feel that'll be appropriate. Next thing I want to get is... because, see, this is how I used to do it, which is barriers, yellow tire barriers the whole way. Is, of course, a start-finish gate. That's going to be fun. And a little bit tricky. So, more templates. I think something like... not templates. I don't know why I said templates. More signage. The atomic tire, of course, something I use quite frequently throughout my builds. That's going to have a few places on the track that it will be stationed. I feel like this being a Ron gas station, it needs a decent amount of Ron signage around it. Like this spot in particular is a Ron gas station. So if anything's going to get Ron signage everywhere, it's going to be this corner. So we get that. Now I do think that a spot like this corner does need some more walls to it. Oh shit, I didn't do this well, huh? Fuck. Alright, well. We're not going to have any prop snapping. Maybe now. Damn. There we go. So that's really going to change the way that that track looks through that section as well. So again, we got a lot of signage up, but this is the main issue, is this corner. I mean, how can we do this that makes sense? Because I think this is a cool element. Don't get me wrong. I definitely like it. That's why I built it here in the first place. So I just think for the open wheel cars, it's a little bit of a challenge. It was difficult with the hot rings. So the open wheel cars, which are a little bigger, and don't necessarily like to turn with low speeds. Bro, why are you floating like that, dude? Holy shit. Alright, so if you prop snap to here, right, we do that. Then we turn prop snapping off. Let's see if we can switch cameras. So, say I came through the corner, right? Because it's also got to work for the pits. So I come out of the pits. I'm speeding through here. It's got to be something I can turn in enough. So I think that this works, but I feel like you got to give it a wide enough turn. So I think that it's something that if you go here, the turn begins and you do that. Okay, that's what I want to do then. So it's something that you... Alright, so I want to connect to that. All right, let's try the camera, switch camera again. Here we go. Into the corner. You go up wide. And then you turn in. And boom, you accelerate down this straight. Everything looks fantastic. And you're good. So I think with that, I do want a wall on both sides through here then. Secondly, this works. I like it. This is floating. I don't like it. But we can fix that with advanced options where we can just sink it into the ground, rotate that, pull it to there. Brilliant. Either part with this, we're going to have to put some sort of barrier right here. Fuck. There we go. That's brilliant. All right, so as we can see, this track is looking brilliant through here. We can then come through here. And so there we go. That looks absolutely brilliant. And I'm quite happy about it. Let's say we got slight liftage off the ground, but that's relatively large liftage. So we're not actually going to stick with it. All right. So of course we'll put a checkpoint there. We will then move this checkpoint. And let's see, does any other checkpoints need to be moved? I mean, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. I think we're good. So let's test the primary track to get A, an indication of how the track looks, and B, see if we need to make any changes to the walls. So I don't like so far. Obviously, it's looking pretty good. That's floating like a bitch. Okay, that needs to be changed. This wall is good. We're good through here. This is the main sticking point. Is how will this corner be? Good. Good. Nice upgrade. I think we opened it up enough for the open wheel cars. And obviously with these walls, it makes the track more enjoyable. Through here, we're not going to have a wall, but we will remove some of those fixtures that are there in the way, causing potential problems. Through here, we're pretty good. We're good. We're good downhill, back uphill. Once again on the power now, full speed down the straight. That looked good. That looked good. So there was one piece that was sticking way up that I didn't like. This piece. Okay. All right. That's good. So I think it was back this way. Yeah, I think it was over here. All right, there we go. So that's good. I actually don't have to remove any of those fixtures. So now we have enough that we can really start messing with some prop placement. Because, again, the original track, I mean, you've seen it. That was the props. Whatever we had is what we had. Like, there was no other props. So I think now for sure we'll be able to get this track to actually look cool with some decorations. Because, again, it didn't have any before. All right, dude. So I mean, that was an issue. I think that this track was severely lacking in style and design. And there was really nothing I could do about it. I mean, it was just one of those things that the way that that old track was built, that was it. We had what we had. And, you know, it's unfortunate, I guess, that it looked like that. But now we're able to come in here and really step it up and really kind of show the potential of what this track could have been and what it will become. Because, again, that track before was it was rough. It was rough. So I'm okay with there being a orange one, but I've definitely wanted to make things look a little nicer these days. So having all the stuff that I do just be orange in GTA or at anything, I think doesn't look as nice as it used to. So we got a blimp. We got these. Let's see. I feel like I want to get another... I want to get a few more of these tires, but I just didn't know where to put them. So now that we have the whole track done, we can kind of place them around at least a few parts of the track that they can go. All right. I just want to get the Kronos Arch. This is a little bigger than the tire, but not much. But it will be... It's one of those things that has a weird edge that I feel like sticks out more noticeably than the tire. Are you fucking serious, dude? You were good until like the second that I clicked place. So yeah, it makes the Kronos Arch a little harder to use. I feel like the only place that it's kind of acceptable to have something sticking up out of the track is like the start line. I feel like that can be on the track because it's the start line and it has to, and you kind of got to accept that. But most of these other pieces, they don't need to be on the track like that. So I like to do like a test lap to kind of get a vibe of how the track looks like now that we got props on it, like the whole thing. And then that can kind of tell me what I need to maybe upgrade, like where I feel like signs are missing. So far, I don't think that we're missing any. Like, I don't think this track necessarily needs more. Maybe out of that corner, I feel like we can use potential signage there. It kind of looks open. Maybe on this corner there as well. I don't know. But that one corner, I can see using some signage. This looks good. Of course, I'm not taking the perfect line because I'm kind of just looking around. I feel like through here it's kind of open. Right in this section. And down here is very open. So this section I got to come give some attention to. This doesn't look that bad. We're good here. Maybe sign there. This main straight could use some work. Okay, so I think that we're good through the first half. Again, you're enclosed in a bunch of the buildings. I don't know, I'm using my hand to show you. You can't see it. You're enclosed to all these buildings, so it looks a lot better. When you come through here, it opens up a little bit. So I think down in here, we could definitely use some form of signage. The Ron thing's always a go-to. So this is a left turn. So I'm thinking something like this. These could look good just to say, hey, take the turn. Then we head down here. This looks good. This is a bit open, bit inviting when you come over that corner. So I think something like... I don't want to put Globe Oil next to the Ron signs. Chapelle there looks good. Chapelle and Sprunk on that. Now this area I do feel can use a Ron sign. I feel it's a giant section. Ron to the last drop. I feel works and kind of encloses it a little bit. Right here, I feel like we'll use the 0. Give your car a boost. And then down this, we can maybe introduce a few other signs. The gantries are hard to use here, but I think a gantry in this spot is okay. Because I feel like it's not fully protected, like the edges aren't, but I feel like it's one of those things that's in the area of the track enough, and something like this as well. Of course, we do have the Pibwasser like overhang signs that we haven't necessarily used that much of. So I feel that could work. Maybe a spot here And there's one more spot we can place something. So I think right here we'll do it. So now it's time to test and give it a proper test because, well, that's it. The track has everything that it needs. Beautiful through there. Really, really attack the corner. Nice to hear that. That signage really makes it look better. This little bit just helps out as well. I like it. Into the Ron section. A lot of Ron till you drop signs. Down through here, those really help open that area up, make it look nicer. Same with through here, I'm going to assume. Yup, that looks good. And again, these gantries going to the finish line really helps clean up the finish of the lap. Now it's time to pit. And I am slightly concerned about the pit entry, just because it's a very sharp turn. I may adjust the walls there slightly if things don't go well. So here's the thing. You come in here. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. Okay. That's floating like a bitch, though. So that needs to get modified immediately. I've not gone down the pit lane really at all. Okay. Wow. That's quite lame. That's very lame. Because, I mean, we were basically done with that, so. You hate to see it. I mean, I don't really know how we can solve this because it's going to take a few pieces to fix. Why'd that snap onto there, dude? Because here's the thing. If we want to make this nicer, I mean, we got this, right? So first of all, let me get that in. So that kind of works a little bit. The thing is now this turn. I mean, you don't really need two of those signs. So that works. I think that that cuts it just a little bit better, which is kind of what I wanted it to do. So test the primary track again. Primary track looks great. In my opinion, I love the primary track. I don't think it needs any adjustments. So it definitely works a little bit better, I'd say, for the pit entry. I mean, I haven't tried it, but I think it's going to look a little bit better. This corner, you can really get in there and attack that corner more than you would maybe previously on the old version of this track. Big drift through there. That was good. I feel like this is a track that... And I didn't really get that much tire wear, so I feel like maybe it'd be a mediums, maybe a soft track, but definitely it raced well on the hard tires. So let's try it on the secondary track. A lot of speed through here. A lot of drifting again. We're going to come through here. And you can attack that at full speed almost. Almost full speed. So that feels good. That feels good. I like it. Of course, we're going to change the blimp text. It's not going to say playlist at home. I do also want to acknowledge this video was supposed to be a Dirt 5 video, but there were some storage issues on my PlayStation 5. GTA 5 would not play, so I had to save it to the system hardware instead. So that's why we're not doing that, because I had to delete one game. All right. All right, so that's our description. Apologize for not commenting during it, but I really wanted to make sure I had it done right. All right, let me see one thing. All right, that looks good. Let's update the photo. So this is our track photo. That's our updated photo, placement, lobby camera. That's actually good for the lobby camera. I don't mind that. I just want to see how the blimp looks. That's it. Let's see how the blimp looks. And then we're good. The Epiccw is a Wild June 22 GP is done. Brilliant. All right, let's do it so we can publish it. So this track is available on the PS4 version of GTA 5, online available to download from the Rockstar Social Club. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.